Good evening, everyone. My name is Puneet Gupta, and over here is Rafia, Bashir, and Hasnain Sandal. We three are here to give a presentation on clothing industry. I would like to take this opportunity to talk to you about the clothing industry. First of all, I'll give an introduction and consider some few points. First of all, the both international and global intervention has regulated the business environment of UK fashion industry. Secondly, the study concentrates on discussing the principal features and challenges of the clothing industry in the UK. Thirdly, strategies undertaken by fashion industries to tackle hurdles have been discussed in the threadbare. The social, economic, political, and the legal factors associated with the local and international business affect the schedule of the global business. The study aims at discussing the market shares of the clothing industry in the UK and the challenges that the industry is facing nowadays. The study will also discuss the measures taken by the MNCs to cope up with the customers. Next, please. Now I'll explain some main characters of clothing. The first, the fashion retail market of UK is dominating by major shareholders like Primark, Arcadia Group, and Mark and Spencer. Second one, the market share of these dominant players is almost 7.1 and 7.2, according to the Statista.com 2020. Third one, the clothing industry is considered to be the fastest growing industry. The fashion industry in the UK is dominated by the Primark and Arcadia Group, followed by the Mark and Spencer. The fashion industry has been changing as the global economy is changing rapidly as per reports from Statista 2020. The fashion industry has been extending its aim in the global market rapidly. However, due to the COVID-19 impact, the industry has faced a severe downfall in 2020. The global fashion industry market price has declined to 31.4 billion pounds from 35.8 billions of the market share. Next, please. Most of the fashion giants in the UK market belong to private owners. The second one, the apparel industry employs about 33.0 million laborers, and the GDP earned is 46,297, according to the Fashion United UK 2020. And the third, the fashion industry is gaining a competitive edge due to globalization and digitalization. The fashion industry is the largest creative unit in UK as employs a large the number. There are a large number of employees. Foreign investment has been steadily increasing in industry as multinational companies, con, conglomerates are investing in the industry. Most of the fashion houses are owned by private owners and employ about 555,000 laborers approximately out of the total labor market. Next, please. The fashion industry is, of course, a labor intensive industry. Second key point is the capital investment is comparatively low, and the industry employs about 75% of the employees in the retail sales, according to the Fashion United UK 2020. And finally, the industry mainly focuses on the medium to high skilled workers and not highly educated ones. The fashion industry in the UK employs about 33.0 million laborers out of the total population, and the labor market has been invested in retail and manufacturing units. The industry generally has low cost of employment and employs more labor. Therefore, the fashion industry is considered to be a labor market. The industry primarily employs women as its main employees and has an unemployment rate of 4.8% in country's economy. Now further, Rafia will continue. Thanks.
Thank you, Puneet. Challenges of MNC company in content in the art industry. Cheap labor workforce is a primary challenge for the MNC in fashion industry. Everyone now cheap labor is a really mandatory for every company. If we are talking about the MNC or if we are talking about the national company, every company wants a very cheap labor because they don't want to afford a very expensive labor. But MNC companies have to put a very expensive labor because of country challenges like a UK country has implemented the very focused about the labor expense, very focused about the labor salaries. That's why MNC companies afford a very expensive labor instead of the cheap labor. The guidelines of corporate social responsibility are yet another challenges of for the industry. The effective of national labor market policy also add to their challenges industry France. Francisco 2017. The fashion industry in the UK market, if we are talking about only UK, is a remotely occupied by private partnership and finding a very cheap labor. But industry seems to be a challenge for MNC like Primark. We all know about the Primark and Mark Spencer. They always want to a very cheap labor. That's why they want to a making a very cheap labor, and they give a contract to Bangladesh for making their dresses for his own, like a Primark and Primark sponsor. According to National Labor Market Policy ILO, human conditions in the workplace and wages should be provided to their workers and their for policies and for former accordingly. We know if UK want their labor, they had to expensive they want to spend a very expensive uh, uh, salaries. So that's why they hired a very cheap labor from Bangladesh and other underdeveloped countries. We are talking about the more challenges. Economic growth has affected the wage requirement of their labor market. Demographic shifts had played an advisory effect in the industry as per IUL 2020. The MNC tend to include qualified professional and training facilities in the workforce. The fashion industry employs most of the women works as a part of industry. As per IUL, MNC tend to employ to highly qualified in the organization. We know about if we are talking about the brands, if we are talking about the like Zara brand, if we are talking about a like a uh, different brands, if we are talking about a like a Primark, when they are really concerned about their designs, when they are really concerned about their fashion, they always paid a very highly qualified to their employees due to maintain their highly status. That's why, or their very expensive workforce in their companies. Future or trend unions and national employment laws which abstract at the MNC demographic shifts the social protection according to national labor standards are not always possible to amend this company. Thank you. Please now please Hasnain, your turn.
Thank you, Rafia. This is Hasnain Sawal. So let me explain the strategies by the MNC to manage global business. So the fashion industry of the UK must handle negative labor emotions and the customer sentiment for same industry. So, moreover, the industry houses must install recycling equipment to and reduce global fashion trends. So the organization must be focused on work life of the employee and give them the relaxation during the work time. So organization have to balance the employee life to get a maximum advantages. The fashion industry must be hire a new fashion designer from the different area of the country, and this will be this will be before the arrival before the designing of arrival. So this will be help to get a maximum advantage to get a maximum advantage up to the growth of the business. So this graph showing the different things. Okay, so like world GDP, clothing utilization, and clothing sales. So purple line show that like from 2000 to 2015, like clothing sales will be increased 2 times more. So right now from 2000 it's almost minus 15 billion units. So in 2015 it's more than 100 billion units. So clothing utilization is very decreased from 2000 to till 2015. And the world GDP also increased from 2000 to till 2015 as parallel to clothing sales. So it means that 3D printing technology can enhance flexibility in manufacturing and designing. So the MNC must operate for VR to visualization the online shopping experience of the customer. So the EFI provide customer with 3D visualization for the customizing, designing. The 3D printing will be enabled to MNC to shift from the labor intensive market and help in the growth of the industry. So you have to need four things to for the strong strategy for overcoming challenges. Like first one is recycling of fabrics, and second is uses of novel and eco-friendly fabrics, and third is implementation of labor policy, and the fourth one is implementation on sustainability. So this in this picture, like in 2018, the footwear market value in the is in almost 16.7 million euros. So an annually expenditure on the clothing in 2000, in the UK 2018 is 58.4 million GDP. Number of specialization clothing is stored in the UK is 11,500. So the fashion industry the fashion industry is rapidly changing, and therefore the MNC must implement the uses of novel fabrics and eco-friendly products for the customer. So nowadays, most of the customer are inclined to sustainability and fast delivery of the product. So the MNC must introduce the fast mobility options needed for the better reach. So, and the conclusion, Rafia will be explaining you everything about the conclusions, ma'am.
Thank you, friend, for giving me opportunity to again speak about our presentation. Conclusion: COVID-19 pandemic has changed the business orientation fashion industry in the UK. Even COVID affected very badly. Even every industry we are talking about right now in fashion industry, definitely fashion industry become a very disaster due to COVID-19. The industry expects to receive our revenue after the pandemic, and the sales may go up to 22,381 million. Strategic incorporation of labor law can make district changes the organization to compensate. The market segmentation in the fashion industry. The UK suffered a loss due to COVID-19 crisis and expected to reach target sales by 2025. The fashion industry can reduce the unemployment rate the country by introducing labor policy according to the international labor standards. Because no one right now due to lockdown, no one can bother about the fashion industry. They don't want to wearing the very expensive dresses. That's why they affected very badly fashion industry. That's all from my side. Now, Puneet, is your turn. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I would I would like I would like to bring this presentation to a close with a powerful quote from Margaret J. Whitley. The nature of global business environment guarantees that no matter how hard we work to create a stable and healthy organization, our organization will continue to experience dramatic changes far beyond our control. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.